Back at it for another week of local television entertainment, local television information, and just plain local TV. It is Monday, 10th day of February 2025. I am Dan Kuntz. Hope you had a good Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl is a registered trademark of the National Football League, all rights reserved. I kind of sort of missed the game, didn't care. Just didn't. I had better things to do with my Sunday. I didn't go sunbathing, I can tell you that. Nobody is around these parts this week. This will be week number 2 of well below normal temperatures. In fact, last week is going to look downright balmy compared to what we going. They rarely issue cold weather advisories. The National Weather Service doesn't do that normally, but they have one up and running for the Okanagan Valley, the Waterville Plateau, and the Methow Valley. If you think we're going to get cold, and we are, they're going to get really cold. All those details are coming up, but it's going to be a very chilly weekend. We haven't hit our normal afternoon high temperature since 1 week ago. No, it was actually Sunday, so this is day 7, the second week of this cold snap. It's going to be chilly. All those details are coming up. There's a lot of news to get to. The death toll in yesterday's accident on Highway 28 near Rock Island is now 4. 2 people in the bus and 2 people in a car. We will have the latest details on that. In sports, yeah, there was a game yesterday. We'll talk about what happened in Orleans and everything else that happened in the world of Northwest sports and local sports. And we all know about the devastating fires in the Los Angeles area last month. Things will not be returning back to normal down there for any period of time, but we sent a contingent of firefighters down there to help them out, and 2 members of the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department, once they returned from the greater Los Angeles area, had a chance to sit down with our news director, Jefferson Robbins, to talk about their experiences. They spent a couple of weeks down there fighting the Palisades fire and the Eaton fire. We're talking about Captain Jordan Coons and firefighter George Ramos. We'll have a conversation with them and Jefferson in the back half of the program. Cold. Going to be cold. Going to be really cold. There's no escaping it. Here's 2 slides to show for you from the National Weather Service. First of all, cold temperatures this week. Take a look at this. Again, the folks up in Omak and Okanagan, they're going to have a really rough go of it because they've had not only been dealing with the really cold temperatures, but wind as well. Now, we're going to have some wind chill factors down here that's going to push our wind chill value down to about 0, but the stronger winds, again, will be to the north of us. And in the Okanagan, Waterville, and Methow area, they're going to have some really cold temperatures in addition to the wind. So take a look about where you live. But yeah, there's no breaking away from this, folks. This will be week number 2 of well below normal temperatures. Saturday we hit 32. Sunday we hit 33. Our normal high is now 40 as we get deeper and deeper into February. If there's any good news, the days are getting longer. We're still gaining about 3 minutes of daylight every day. We'll have 10 hours and 4 minutes of daylight today. So there's the good news. So yeah, it's going to be cold. No question about it. From the National Weather Service, let's get on it. Here we go. Sorry, don't shoot the messenger, folks. A chance of flurries this morning. Right now it's fairly cloudy. Before the day is over, the sun will be out. You ain't going to feel like the sun's going to be out there. We're only going to get to 29, and then we start talking some seriously chilly overnight lows. 8 for the overnight low tonight, obviously with clear skies. The wind chill values will factor down to 0 tonight. Tomorrow's sunshine. It's going to take us a long time to get to 25 if in fact we do that. And then Tuesday night, 6 for the overnight low. Wednesday, sunshine and 24. Wednesday night, 7 for the overnight low. Partly sunny Thursday, again, only 25. Our normal high is 40. Nowhere near that right through the week. We're going to have mostly sunshine once we get to this afternoon, and then the sunshine is going to be sticking with us right for the rest of the work week, and we will gradually warm up. But the changeover is going to be, yeah, we're going to warm up to not quite normal temperatures, but certainly milder. The switchover, snow on both Saturday and Sunday. A good chance of it. All right, that's your forecast. We're going to take a break. When we come back, there is a lot of news, as you might imagine, to get to on this Monday, and we'll do it in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular, family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today.
Caught in a conflict? Family? Workplace? Neighbor? Business? Housing disputes? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us to learn more.
21 degrees with a few high clouds. Will be thinning out. We'll warm up to the upper 20s anyway. Overnight lows in the single digits tonight. Tuesday night, Wednesday night, right on into Thursday. We will gradually warm up by the weekend, but we'll also see some snow. It's 7 minutes after the hour. 4 people are dead after a multi-vehicle accident yesterday afternoon on Highway 28 just south of Rock Island with a Northwestern Stage Lines charter bus involved in that crash. Washington State Patrol Trooper Jeremy Weber says the crash took place near milepost 11, 2 miles southeast of the city at about 1:30. That's when a westbound 2007 Toyota Camry collided with the eastbound bus while attempting to pass another westbound vehicle. Both occupants of the Camry, 2 17-year-olds from East Wenatchee, were pronounced dead at the scene. The driver and a passenger in the bus also died. The driver at the scene and the passenger at Confluence Health Hospital. 8 passengers on the bus were also hospitalized, some with serious injuries. The names of the dead are being withheld. Pending notification of next of kin, Highway 28 was fully closed until midnight. That was on Sunday. On Saturday, there was another fatal crash. This was a single vehicle crash on Highway 28. That's when an East Wenatchee man suffered a medical emergency and struck a bridge abutment. Christopher J. Fife, 61 years old, was pronounced dead in an ambulance taking him to Confluence Health Hospital. The State Patrol said Fife collapsed while traveling westbound at milepost 16 in a Freightliner truck. His passenger, by the way, was not injured. We'll have more on this story tonight at 5. Moses Lake police are looking for a snatch and run thief who escaped from Sportsman's Warehouse with a stolen handgun. That's the guy they're looking for. Police say at about 6:30 on Thursday night, the suspect walked into the store on Stratford Road and asked him to see a pistol. When an employee handed him the gun for inspection, he allegedly turned around and ran out the store with the gun. The firearm was equipped with a trigger lock, which means it won't work. Anyone with information about the suspect, whose picture is there, is asked to contact the Moses Lake Police Department. Yakima police arrested a Quincy man Thursday as part of a controlled substance homicide investigation in his home county. 32-year-old Abraham Cristobal Flores Velasquez was arrested by Yakima County's Drug Task Force. Grand County Sheriff's deputies suspect Flores provided the drugs that killed his cousin. 29-year-old Ariel Armas Flores back in September. Ariel was found dead at a Quincy home from a combination of fentanyl, methamphetamine, and alcohol. Police say his cousin was the last person to see him alive and was cooperating with the investigation. Ariel was one of 13 overdose deaths in Grant County last year and one of 4 that has led to criminal charges. Flores remains held in the Grant County Jail. The Washington State Department of Licensing will upgrade its software systems this week, which means a temporary shutdown of licensing services in Chelan and Douglas counties. In fact, all across the state for that matter. All licensing offices will be closed February 14th through the 17th. Online vehicle registration, boat registration, driver's licenses, all that is unavailable now until the 17th. The system upgrade aims to add security features, enhance customer service, and more improvements. Mission Ridge Ski and Board Resort has announced the appointment of Matt Neubauer as their new general manager. Neubauer is a native of this state. He has a degree in mass communications from Colorado State University. He relocated to Wenatchee in 2021 with his wife and 2 sons. Neubauer's appointment to general manager comes less than 4 months after the resignation of longtime CEO Josh Jorgensen. Jorgensen will continue to be involved in the ski resort's 500-acre expansion plan. Of course, Mission Ridge wants to add a new lodge, some townhouses, and more. Governor Bob Ferguson is asking the state Senate to put a pause on last-minute appointments to the Fish and Wildlife Commission that were made by his predecessor. Former Governor Jay Inslee appointed 2 commissioners in his final week in office, one of them replacing Douglas County rancher Molly Linville, who's been on the Fish and Wildlife Board for 6 years. In a letter, Ferguson rescinded the appointments, and he asked the Senate not to take up confirmation hearings. His office says this will allow the incoming governor to make his own selections. Senator Shelley Short, who sits on the Senate committee that would consider the appointments, says it's Ferguson's prerogative to appoint his own commissioners. The 9-member board, which now is 2 members short, is scheduled to gather next week for its first meeting of 2025. And the members of the Apple Blossom Royal Court that will reign over the 106th edition of the festival were named Saturday night at the Numerica Performing Arts Center. Ella Johnson is a senior at the River Academy. She was named Queen. Deja Carlson and Yasmin Perez crowned as princesses. Carlson is a senior from Wenatchee High School. Perez attends Eastmont High School. And here it is, the moment from Saturday night's telecast right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you Princess Deja Carlson.
Thank you. First, I want to thank my mom because she's been my biggest supporter through this entire thing. I'm so blessed to have her in my life, and not only that, but my entire family has been so supportive of me. And these girls behind me are so deserving of everything and more, and I'm blessed to call them my best friends. So, yeah, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, of course, because without him, none of this would have been possible. So thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now present to you Princess Yasmin Perez.
Didn't expect this just because the girls behind me are truly amazing people. I'm so happy I got to meet them. I would love to thank my mom, my dad, and my family. They're my support system. They're the reason I am who I am. And I'm so beyond thankful for them. Thank you.
Now, the 106th queen to reign over the Washington State Apple Blossom Festival, the winner of a $10,000 scholarship, Her Royal Highness Ella Johnson.
opportunity. Jesus for saving my life. And just my family for supporting me and these girls behind me. You guys didn't see that. And just, yeah, the Wenatchee Valley, just to be able to represent you guys is just going to be such an honor and a blessing. And I'm just so excited.
By the way, the new queen will be Mike Magnotti's guest on this morning's edition of Street Talk and Other Stuff. That'll be at 10 o'clock this morning. Then the entire royal court, the queen and the two princesses, will be on this program come Wednesday. And that is the news on this Monday. Whatever's making news, and if today is any indication, it's going to be a busy day in the bullpen. But thank goodness we got pros who know what they're doing. The news, keep you informed at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock tonight. 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock right here on the NCWLIFE channel. If that doesn't work in your schedule, and we all know a lot of people are just going away from subscription TV, if you will, and they're unplugging and just using the internet, we got you covered. Our news will be posted and ready to go on our homepage, NCWLIFE.com, on our Facebook page, and on our YouTube page right around 5 o'clock. And if you think something out there is newsworthy, you don't hesitate. You give us an email. Send us an email, news@ncwlife.com. And don't forget to download the app. That was the QR code right there. Sports is next. You're watching a Monday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel.
Global Car Care has the best customer service in the Valley. From the moment you walk in the door, their goal is to help you stay on the road, so you can keep doing what's important to you. Global Car Care certified ASE mechanics stand behind your automotive repairs.
When you buy tires at Les Schwab, you're getting more than just tires. You're getting America's best tire warranty, 60-day satisfaction guarantee, no hassle road hazard protection, and free maintenance for the life of your tires. So if something happens to your tire on the road, we'll fix it, or we'll replace it, no questions asked. Other places make you pay extra for that kind of protection, but at Les Schwab, it's included with every set of tires, because more warranty means less worry, and nobody stands by their tires like Les Schwab. Get more from less.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort, totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
Just about 20 minutes after the hour, the Philadelphia Eagles routed the Kansas City Chiefs 40-22 last night to secure the franchise's second Super Bowl championship. It wasn't even that close. The Eagles rolled to a 34-0 lead late in the third quarter. They were never really in danger. Jalen Hurts threw for a couple of touchdowns, ran for a score. He is the Super Bowl MVP. The Eagles sacking Patrick Mahomes 6 times. That's the most of his career. The Philadelphia Eagles are the champions of professional football. Matty Beniers scored in a power play at 2:58 of overtime after the Seattle Kraken overcame a late 2-goal deficit. A 3-2 win for the Kraken over the Calgary Flames on Saturday night. Shane Wright and Andre Burakovsky each had a goal and an assist, with Wright scoring with 6:48 left and Burakovsky tying it 2 minutes and 7 seconds later in the final game for both teams before the Four Nations face-off break.
Now it's cleared in by Vince Dunn. Calgary reorganizing. Here they come through center. Morgan Frost with a shot. He scores! Creates some room. Good stick handling. The shot sticked along by Fleury, not out. Huberdeau to the slot. A backhand, they score! Beautiful pass and a tap in by Nazem Kadri. Larson at the point. Now done a shot off the glass, right. The pass broken up by Anderson. Retaken by Burakovsky. Larson hammers it, tipped, loose. They score! Shane Wright. It goes by Coronado. Here's McCann spotting Burakovsky. Captured by Huberdeau. He's pressured by Wright and Burakovsky. Burakovsky scores! Andre Burakovsky, with 4:41 left in regulation time, has tied it for Seattle. Hacked at by Tolvanen. Pushed in by Hunt. He's taken down by Eli Tolvanen. Crowd wants a call, none provided. The horn sounds. Dunn again. Guarded by Coleman, Stevenson, and Dunn. Beniers readies. Draws it out. Creates some room. Has a chance. A shot. He scores! Hey, hey, what do you say, Matty Beniers? Was there a tip in front? We'll see. 2:02 left to go in overtime, and the Kraken get it done.
Next up for the Kraken, not much of anything. The NHL no longer has the All-Star game, but they do have a break. It's called the Four Nations Face-Off. It's one game in Montreal, 4 games in Boston. I tried to look it up this morning. Instead, it just gave me a headache. So the Kraken don't play again until February 22nd. All right, women's college basketball from over the weekend. Haley Van Lith only scored 6 points, but she wasn't really needed as number 9 TCU rolled over Texas Tech on Saturday, 63-47. Eastern Washington took care of business against the Vikings of Portland State, 65-58. They went to overtime in women's college basketball, but Gonzaga got the better in the extra period. They beat Washington State 73-69. And then yesterday, Huskies had a big lead, and they couldn't hold it as they lose to number 16, the Maryland Terrapins. Beat the Lady Huskies 81-73. As far as men's scores from over the weekend, Eastern Washington got by Portland State 72-67. Washington State just by 1 over Pepperdine in a very exciting game on Saturday, 87-86. Gonzaga, no problems with Pacific. They rolled by 17 points there, and the Huskies won a game, which they haven't been doing much lately. They beat Northwestern 76-71. State Bowling Championships. In Tukwila, Eastmont finishes in 4th place. They were in 3rd place going in to the Bakers on Saturday. They finished in 4th place, but a great season for the Eastmont Wildcats. They won the District 5 Championship and the Big 9 Championship. The Wenatchee Panthers finished in 9th place with Sophia Johnson leading the way. Individually, she finished 32nd. The best Eastmont bowler, Jillian Castle, who finished 11th overall individually. All right, to the hardwood we go. Prep girls basketball on Friday. The bigger schools are still in the regular season. This will be the last week of the regular season for the large school. The smaller schools are in playoffs now. Eastmont beat Moses Lake on Friday 54-38. Ike over Wenatchee 54-22. Toppenish beat Ephrata 67-17. It's been a tough year for the Ephrata girls. Orville got by Antioch, and Waterville Mansfield in playoff action eliminated Wilson Creek 60-17. Prep boys basketball on Friday. Moses Lake got by Eastmont by 5. It was Eisenhower over Wenatchee. Wenatchee's 51 points is about the most they've scored this year. Toppenish knocked off Ephrata. Orville over Antioch, and Wilson Creek beat Waterville Mansfield in playoff basketball 62-53. That was Friday. Saturday, here's what we're looking at. In the CTL tournament, Chelan knocked off Cascade 52-44. In the Central Washington 2B tournament at Omak High School, Okanagan beat Lake Roosevelt, and Brewster beat Tenasket 56-16. In girls basketball, also in the other, again, the big schools not in the playoffs yet. Eastmont over Sunnyside on Saturday. West Valley over Wenatchee, and Davis defeated Moses Lake. Boys basketball on Saturday. Again, playoffs for the smaller schools. Liberty Bell and Lake Roosevelt will play for the championship tomorrow. Liberty Bell eliminated Okanagan, or eliminated them. They won 54-53. Lake Roosevelt beat Tenasket 66-55. So Liberty Bell and Lake Roosevelt will play for 1st and 2nd. Okanagan and Tenasket will play for 3rd place tomorrow. In the CTL tournament, the Chelan boys rolled over Omak 73-47. For the bigger schools, Eastmont got by Sunnyside in a low-scoring contest. West Valley rolled over the Wenatchee Panthers, and Davis in a tight one just got by Moses Lake in an offensive showcase. The final there was 89-86. And finally, the Wenatchee Wild wrapped up their 6-game road trip in Canada with losses to Regina on Friday and Swift Current on Sunday. The Wild went 1-5 on the trip. They are now tied for Seattle with the 8th place in the Western Conference. They're hanging on to a playoff bid. The Wild play at Spokane tomorrow night before hosting Portland on Valentine's Day. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 26 minutes after the hour. For the obscure holiday, not a lot to choose from. Today is National Football Hangover Day, because that's it. For you football fans, you're going to have to wait, well, till September or August if you enjoy games that don't count. It's National Cream Cheese Brownie Day. That sounds good. National Clean Out Your Computer Day. Good idea to do that. If your computer is running a little slow, you probably got a bunch of files on there that you don't need anymore or will never bother to access again. Get rid of them. Speed up your computer. But today is National Umbrella Day. Sure, why not? It's National Umbrella Day. Umbrellas go back, they think, to about 2500 BC. I'm not a historian. Egypt, they say, and it wasn't so much to protect you from getting wet. It was, for all intents and purposes, shield you from the sun, and they, of course, were for royalty. Their servants would hold the umbrella over the royals so they wouldn't get sunburned, and then they figured out, hey, it also keeps you from getting wet. Eventually, umbrellas went to Asia, and they were especially popular in China. Same deal in China that they did in Egypt. Servants in China would use them to shield the rich people from the sun and the rain. I have a really nice umbrella. It's a super umbrella. I won it at a golf tournament, kind of, about 15 years ago at the Highlander Golf Course. I can't remember. It was a charity tournament or something like that. And there was a raffle afterwards, and the golf and the food and the drinks and the program and everything. And pretty soon we were like the last group there. And John Christensen, the pro at the Highlander at the time, came up to me and said, well, somebody won this umbrella in the raffle, but they left. They just took off. They didn't claim it. You want the umbrella, Dan? And I said, yeah. Still got it. It's a nice umbrella, too. National Umbrella Day today. 28 minutes after the hour, today in history. That is one history-making battleship. 119 years ago today, February 10th, 1906, the British Royal Navy launches the HMS Dreadnought, the first of the new breed of battleships. And from this day forward, every other navy on the planet was obsolete. It was way ahead of its time. It was the first battleship to have a uniform main battery rather than having a couple of large guns complemented by heavy secondary armament. They didn't do that. She was also the first battleship to be powered by steam, which made her by default the fastest battleship in the world at the time. And all the rest of the countries in the world that had a navy went, well, we got some catching up to do. There was a naval arms race. Navies all over the world, particularly Germany, started building their own versions of the Dreadnought, and of course, eventually World War I. By the way, the Dreadnought didn't see any action at all for such a revolutionary ship. It was like in one battle. It was eventually scrapped for iron about 20 years later. 71 years ago today, February 10th, 1954, there were some hawks in Dwight Eisenhower's administration who said, hey, Vietnam, there's a problem there. The French are blowing it. The communists are making some serious inroads. They got a civil war going on. Ike, we should go down there and let them know that we're keeping a close eye on things. And Eisenhower said, nope. President Eisenhower in a press conference warned that the United States will not intervene in Vietnam. That was in 1954. He would eventually, as you know by now, change his mind. 63 years ago today, February 10th, 1962. 18 months after his spy plane was shot down and he was captured, Francis Gary Powers, the pilot of the U-2, is exchanged for captured Soviet spy Rudolf Abel. He spent 18 months in prison in the Soviet Union. He would eventually work as a test pilot, and then he was a traffic reporter in Los Angeles. Francis Gary Powers and his cameraman were killed on August 1st, 1977, when the helicopter he was flying ran out of gas. And happy birthday to the 25th Amendment to the United States Constitution. It was ratified on this date in 1967, 58 years ago today. Before the 25th Amendment to the Constitution, if the president died in office and the vice president became president, there was no vice president. There wouldn't be another vice president until the next election cycle, and the people who run these things said, we can't be having that. So what does the 25th Amendment do? It clarified that the vice president becomes president immediately upon the death of the presidency, doesn't need to take an oath of office, If the president resigns, he becomes president. If the president is removed by office by impeachment, he immediately becomes the president. The vice president does, also has the procedure for filling a vacancy in the vice presidential office. So we've actually used it a few times since then. And it also provided the temporary transfer of a president's powers to the vice president on the president's initiative. And this has happened numerous times. The president will be under anesthesia for surgery, and they will temporarily transfer their powers to the vice president. It also said if a majority of the cabinet agrees, they can kick the president out of office. The 25th Amendment became the law of the land on this state in 1967. And we do have a birthday today. The man who was Michael Phelps before he was Michael Phelps, Mark Spitz, is 75 years old today. He won 7 gold medals at the 1972 Olympics in Munich, each in world record time. He became the 3rd athlete ever to win 9 gold medals. Mark Spitz is 75 years old today. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. How's your heater working out with all this cold weather? Is it maybe a little overtaxed? If you think something might be cattywampus with it, or if it fails altogether, your first call always to Alpine Air. And of course, they have their Cash for Clunkers program as well. Mike Minotti has an opinion about affordable housing here in the Wenatchee Valley, and 2 local firefighters for the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department spent a couple of weeks down in Los Angeles fighting the fires. Captain Jordan Coons and firefighter George Ramos joined Jefferson Robbins when they returned to our area. That conversation coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCWLIFE channel. Braden, we talked about lifestyle investor. Where does one even begin that process? Because it seems to me that there's, again, you don't want to put everything in one bucket or you're just hoping for the best. It's basically gambling with your money. How does one begin the process of becoming a lifestyle investor?
Well, I think we have a process, we call it prosperity planning, and one of the meetings that we have when we're going through like a full fee-based financial planning process is we have a thing called a clarity experience. And so we're gonna sit down with our clients, and we're not just gonna go through an investor calculation on risk or an investor profile like you'd say, like most advisors or investment advisors would do. We're actually gonna go into morals, values. What was the relationship of your mom and dad? How did they deal with their money? What do you want 3 generations after you? What do you want the money situation, the business situation, the life situation of your kids? What do you want that to look like? And that all goes into, morals and values, and are we crystallizing those goals and objectives at a really, really high level? Do you want to just transfer valuables, or do you want to transfer values? You have to go into it at a deeper level when you go into really in-depth generational planning. And that's what we do with our clients, is we have that clarity experience. And so once we get that clarity experience and we understand what is valuable and what they want to accomplish, we can align the money really, really easy. Once we know this, we can align this really, really easy. And a lot of times it's done backwards. So we'd like to start here with that clarity experience.
This is Mike McNulty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. And I'm going to bet, with housing prices where they are these days, we're going to see a return to, or at least a new phenomenon of multi-extended family or extended generational family living. You know, if the average family income was about $57,000 and the average home price being $450,000, I mean, come on, we can't see how new home ownership for a single family is going to be feasible. Extended family members or multiple families sharing a home and mortgage is probably going to become a new trend. Good thing or bad? Well, who knows? I mean, I wouldn't mind if my daughter's family moved in with us in the same house, but my son? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Hi, I'm Corley with Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, Animal Care Manager, and we have for you today Charlemagne. Charlemagne is our 1-year-old Shar-Pei mix, and he is just delightful. He came to us a few months ago now, far too long ago, as a stray. He was so sweet. Somebody found him and brought him into us, and yeah, nobody came for him. Since he's been here, he's been a volunteer favorite. I just grabbed him from a volunteer who didn't want to give him up from her walk. Yes, and he's learning so many things. He's so smart and he really wants to please. He's super affectionate. Yes, he just wants to be with you all the time. You're the good boy. We do know he can be a little selective with dog friends. So as always, we encourage people to bring their own dogs in if they have them to meet a dog they're interested in. With cats, of course, we don't know because he's a stray. He really likes his tennis ball. He becomes just a flailing leg puppy when he goes to jump after it. It's really cute. Yeah, he's just like a really unique, cool dog. He's beautiful. Yes, so super playful. Yeah, super affectionate. Yes, and yeah, he needs a home. Yes, you do. Charlemagne is still learning his commands, but he's really smart. He seems to be picking things up really fast, what we are showing him. And I think it was just, you know, I think it wouldn't take him very long at all. Yes, you could learn lots of stuff. He's certainly eager to please. So if you'd like to come meet our Charlemagne, we are open 12:30 to 6, Thursday through Tuesday, or you can make an appointment online to come in on Wednesday.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Central Washington Water is your solution for problem water. Whether you're on a well or municipal water, they can design a clean water system custom to you. Soft water eliminates water spots and scaling on fixtures. It protects appliances from hard water damage, saving you money. Soft water reduces soap usage that causes skin irritation and is a healthier choice to drink. Call for a free in-home consultation or stop by the store to have your water tested. Central Washington Water, your best water solution for home, pool, and spa.
Make your home your winter escape with Boswell's. Right now, save 10% on all qualifying recliners and ottomans, sofas, and home office chairs. Or save $400 on any motorized stressless power recliner. Plus, save $200 on 4 stressless dining chairs designed to follow your body's every movement. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether. We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
and you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Craving fresh Asian comfort food? Steam Panda is Wenatchee's popular family-friendly Asian restaurant. They focus on providing guests with delicious, healthy, fresh, and natural dishes for an affordable price. Warm up with one of their many popular house-made soup dumplings, ramen noodles, or pho dishes. And make sure to ask about their lunch and chef specials on sushi rolls. Steam Panda's Hawaiian poke bowl and salads are excellent with your favorite boba tea. Stop by or order online at Steam Panda today. Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
We left Wenatchee January 9th, made it to Redding, California that first night, and then made it to LA January 10th in the evening of January 10th.
And while you were down there, you were assigned to certain duties. And George, can you sort of tell me what your assignment was when you arrived?
So when we arrived, we were assigned to structure prep / structure protection. And structure prep is just moving any combustible material away from the structure. So the whole strike team, we were leapfrogging. We were assigned a whole block, and we would just leapfrog each other and then just kind of go on from one house to the next and just keep doing that the first few days.
And you were in the Palisades fire area. The area was most affected by the Palisades fire. When you got there, George, can you tell me what your impressions were of the damage that had already been done? I mean, what did it look like?
The first morning when we started driving into Malibu down the Pacific Coast Highway, it was seeing all the structures on both sides of the highway was just there's really no words to describe what the devastation that fire had caused. We have seen that here in the valley before, but homes being burnt down and stuff like that back in 2015 when we had that the Sleepy Hollow fire, but this was just on a whole different scale. It was super sad to drive through there and seeing all the structures burned.
Had the two of you been to the Malibu area? Were you familiar with this area at all before you got there today, or this deployment?
I had never. I'd been to LA, but never to the coast in that area, so that was first time.
And your assigned duties there, as you said, were structure prep. Jordan, you also mentioned you were assigned to what's called initial attack. So you had an area of responsibility. Within that area, what does initial attack mean?
So initial attack within the area of that fire. So the incident management team that manages those fires, they also assume initial attack responsibility. So any new starts within that fire area or surrounding that fire area, the team will manage it, and the resources assigned to that team, along with local jurisdictions. But that's what the second half of our assignment, they had us on initial attack. So we were staged and ready in case any new starts happened.
And at that point, you were staged and ready. Did you have any reason to, put water on anything? Were there any starts that happened in your area?
There were not any starts that happened in our immediate area, no. Locally throughout Los Angeles, there were multiple new starts. But as we discussed, the size of the valley is quite large, so nothing in our immediate area that we had to respond to.
Well, George, can you describe to me the situation you had in terms of like lodging and where you were staying and how you were sleeping?
On our days off, so we would work a 24 on, 24 off schedule. During our days on, we would all take turns and kind of get little cat naps here and there, just so we could be ready. And then on our days off, CAL FIRE really treated us well, and they ended up booking us hotels on our days off so we could get a nice hot shower and a nice warm bed. But on our days on, we would just sleep in the truck. those seats aren't very comfortable, but we made it do.
And you brought your own truck, correct?
Yes, we brought Engine 11, which is stationed out at Sunny Slope.
And it was yourself and at least 2 other firefighters, I believe?
Yes, myself, Cole Clark, he's also a firefighter, and then Captain Sean Clark.
How were you all received by the public? I mean, did people acknowledge you and the job you were there to do?
Oh, absolutely. It was an overwhelmingly positive reception. Everywhere we went, we had standing ovations walking into the hotel. People were continuing to offer to buy us things at the grocery store when we stopped. The reception was very, very positive, and the folks down there were very, very grateful for the presence.
Had either of you done an out-of-state deployment like this before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, George had done one earlier.
Yeah, I did one in September. Went down there for the line fire, right there, Beaumont area.
And yourself, Jordan?
Yes, I used to work for the Forest Service, so I've been to almost every western state on different fire deployments.
And the federal agencies share their human resources amongst the states when they're responding.
Any state that has a need, people from different states will show up and tie into that structure and go to work.
Well, from the experience that you all have had here in the Wenatchee Valley, I mean, a lot of what you do is structural defense in the wildland-urban interface. So do you feel like that had prepared you, George? I'll start with you, for what you were dealing with in California. I mean, did you have lessons that you learned here that you said, I can apply this to the Palisades fire?
I did. Just like the structural protection here at home when we have these wildfires, in our backyards, that's one of the first things we try to do really quickly, and just kind of being aggressive, fighting fire, and yeah.
And yourself, Jordan, did you have particular lessons that you could bring to bear in Los Angeles?
Yeah, with the training that we've received throughout our careers, we were doing exactly what we were trained to do. We show up and we do home assessments, and like George was talking about, we remove all the combustibles within that first 5 to 30 feet, and which increases the chance of survival by quite a bit. Other things we would do is pull hose lines around, or even use the garden hose from the house and help pre-treat stuff, so wet stuff down prior to the fire's arrival. So yeah, the lessons we've learned here just went right into what we were doing down there.
When you were doing that pre-treatment, did you discover any issues with, say, water pressure or the availability of water resources?
We did not have any issues in the part of the fire that we were on.
Did you have, in general, the logistics, the supplies, the information that you needed? Did you feel like it was a well-run operation, or did you find areas where you just could have used a little bit more support somehow?
It went really, really well. So the incident management team that was managing it while we were there, they come with all the overhead positions to manage operations, logistics, and all of that stuff. So when we showed up, they had a fire camp set up. They had food set up, meals set up for lunch, breakfast, dinner. Hotels they have somebody running logistics and getting us hotels. It was a really smooth operation.
How long was the working period in a given day? How many hours were you spending out there, do you think?
24 to, one day was 36 straight before we got off, yeah.
Really? Okay, so no sleep for a day and a half, essentially.
Sometimes, as George was saying, we would, in the night, if nothing was going on, we would take turns sleeping.
Conversely, I asked what you had learned here that you could apply there. Do you feel like working on this particular fire under those circumstances taught you any lessons that you could bring back home to the Wenatchee Valley for use in future firefighting or future fire prevention?
Recognizing faults, I guess, in what we try to teach the public as far as defensible space. We saw a lot of areas down there that didn't have great defensible space. So actually seeing it and seeing how the fire impacts it when you don't have the vegetation setback like we suggest, and seeing what it can do, that's going to help me and give me that experience. So when I talk to our local citizens, I have experience now, and I can tell them and advise them that the 5-foot initial zones that we talk about and the 30-foot zones that we talk about, is impactful, keeping those clear.
Were you all working with residents, or was the area that you were working in kind of, depopulated by evacuation orders and things like that?
We still had residents in the area. Some people decided to stay back, and they weren't going to leave unless fire front was really coming at them. But most of the people there, they were super helpful. They were like, what do you guys need? We'll do whatever to help you guys out in order to help us. So we still had quite a few residents actually in the area we were in.
For Wenatchee Valley residents, what do you think this fire, this set of fires, what kind of lessons do you think people should take away from watching the burning in Los Angeles?
Just having great defensible space around your home. That just helps us assess the home a lot quicker instead of spending time trying to prep it so it doesn't get affected. That way we can focus our duties on something different.
A lot of attention was paid to the winds and the role that the winds played in spreading that fire very quickly early on, and we have had wind-driven fires here before, as you mentioned, the Sleepy Hollow fire. Can you think, Jordan, of anything specific to preparing your space when you might be at risk of a large wind event that can push a fire toward you?
Yeah, absolutely. Just understand the prevailing winds in the Wenatchee Valley are usually out of the west-northwest. So if your house is positioned at the top of a slope that lines up with that northwest winds, just keeping that vegetation cut back, keeping non-combustible plant life growing. If that's what if you want plant life next to your house, there's a list of non-combustible type plants that you can plant. Keeping your gutters clear, keeping your valleys clear of any debris, and those are the big ones. Making sure your property is accessible to fire trucks. That's another issue we have. Driveways aren't clear, no turnaround, so we can't get up to the house. Those are probably the big ones. Those is what helps us out the most. So when we show up and if all of that's done, then we can help ensure that your structure is going to make it.
We appreciate the advice. We appreciate what you guys have done for the Valley and for Los Angeles, and thanks for being with us today. Captain Jordan Kuntz, firefighter George Ramos from the Wenatchee Valley Fire Department. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're watching the NCWLIFE channel.
Hi, I'm Amanda Walden with A. Walden Insurance Group. Medicare can be overwhelming, but you don't have to figure it out alone. I've been helping people understand their Medicare options for over a decade. Medicare isn't a one-size-fits-all. I'll help you understand your coverage options so you can feel confident in your decisions. Let's find the right Medicare plan for you. Call me today or come and see me at my office located on South Chelan Avenue in Wenatchee between the YMCA and the Social Security office. I look forward to meeting you soon.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
Remember when you could afford to have fun on two wheels without breaking the bank? Maybe you started on a Honda Z50 or a Trail 70 or one of the most popular Hondas of all time, the Trail 90. Well, Honda and Doghouse Motorsports are making fun affordable again. Introducing the Honda Monkey, the Dax, and the new updated Trail 125, all featuring fuel-injected four-stroke engines with electric start. The best part of all, they are affordably priced under $5,000. Whether you're just getting started or you want to get back at it, Doghouse Motorsports has you covered.
A ductless unit from Carrier can keep anyone comfortable. Take Shelly, for instance. She finds me time in her new attic-turned-home gym. And with her Carrier ductless unit, the temperature is always perfect. No matter how intense her workout gets. Carrier. Total comfort. Totally happy.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Alpine Air. Heat and air, call Alpine Air.
When getting the job done right is job one, you need construction equipment that's built right. With durable Kubota engines, more comfort, and the versatility to do it all. You need the Kubota construction lineup. Right now, write it off the lot and write it off your taxes for 0 down, 0% APR for up to 60 months or save up to $4,000.
It was 21 degrees when this show started about an hour ago. It's still 21 degrees, hasn't moved much, but we're seeing a little more blue sky there. The clouds are already starting to thin out. The cold spot right now, not surprisingly, because it has been for the last week or so, is Omak. It's 14 in Omak, but the wind out of the north at 14 miles an hour makes that 14 degree feel like no degrees, like zero. The wind chill factor in Omak is brutal. Very rarely do we see the National Weather Service issue a cold weather advisory. We've had heat advisories in the summertime, meaning a long stretch of well above normal temperatures. Now we're in the middle of a long stretch of well below normal temperatures. Now that cold weather advisory isn't for the Wenatchee Valley. It is for the Omak area, the Omak Valley, Omak, Okanagan area, Orville, Pateros, that kind of area, Tenasket. It's also for the Methow Valley, really cold, up in Mazama, in Winthrop, and Twisp right through there. And the Waterville Plateau is under a cold weather advisory because they're going to have a little bit of wind in addition to the cold temperatures. So take a look at where you live. Just anywhere you go, it's going to be cold. This is now going to be day 8 of a long stretch of seeing our afternoon high temperatures below normal, and not just a little bit below normal, but well above normal. On this date now, February 10th, our normal high is 40. Not going to see that. Maybe next week, we will gradually warm up. And I mean gradually, but tonight especially, the wind chill values right here in the Wenatchee Valley are going to drive themselves right down to 0, and that's going to be the same case on Tuesday night. The coldest daytime high we're going to see is going to be in the mid-20s, but the overnight lows will be in the single digits. This has been a long stretch of some pretty cold temperatures. Again, temperatures won't be as cold later in the week and into the weekend, but the milder temperatures will be accompanied by some snow, maybe some significant snow. From the National Weather Service, cloudy this morning, then gradually becoming sunny by the end of the day today. It will be sunny, but it's not going to warm us up. Only 29 for the afternoon high. Clear tonight, 8 for the overnight low. Again, the wind chill values could be as low as 0 right here in the Wenatchee Valley. Tomorrow, with the cold start to the day, it ain't going to warm up much. 25 for the afternoon high, 6 for the overnight low Tuesday night. And again, you factor in the wind chill value, it would be more like 0 on Tuesday night. Wednesday, the coldest day as far as the afternoon high temperature of 24, 7 for the overnight low Wednesday night. And then we gradually warm up. 23, but lots of sunshine on Thursday. Sunshine is not going to be the problem. We'll have sunshine this afternoon, all day Tuesday, all day Wednesday, all day Thursday. Friday, mostly cloudy, and then we start talking about a little bit of snow. On Saturday, there's about a 60% chance of snow. In fact, I'd say it's probably going to snow for certain on Saturday night, and about a 70% chance of snow on Sunday. So that's the deal we're going to make. We're going to warm up, but we're going to see some snow in many locations in our viewing area, and perhaps a lot of snow in the mountain passes. Stay warm or do the best you can, and we will see you tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.